In this lesson, we will discuss the user interface of IBM SPSS Statistics. When we open IBM SPSS Statistics, we see a window pop up. It shows some options like we can open a new dataset. Here is the dialog for recent files, and we have also sample files. We work with sample files if we have no dataset and we want to practice some analysis. We can use these files. These are the data provided by IBM SPSS. When we want to open or create our own dataset, we click on the new dataset and then click on the open button. It will open a Excel spreadsheet. This window has different functions. We have two pages. One is data view and other is variable view. You can see these two switch buttons like data view and variable view. In variable view, we have different columns like name, type, width, decimal, etc. In data view, we have rows defined 1 to infinity, you can see, and on the top columns header we have variable 1, variable just like this. When we enter some variables in the variable view window, then these variables show in the data view. Then we can enter our data sets. In IBM SPSS Statistics, for analyzing the data, first we need to enter or import data from the resources. When we want to enter data, we click on the variable view and enter data in this window. Like for entering data, we have some resources, like we fill a questionnaire in which we have different variables, or we have an experiment, we have some variables, and we put their name into name column. Like I have a questionnaire, I put my gender, like I put gender variable and hit enter. All the columns are filled by default. Here is in the name column we have some restrictions, like we cannot put age of student. We cannot put like this with space. You can say this, show a message, variable name contain an illegal character. We cannot put space, we cannot put a number before a variable name. Here are some restrictions. You can see these restrictions in the description. I will put in that. Also we have type of variables. We have different types of variable. You can search them on Google what types are for that. In this, we by default is numeric, because we are dealing also with numeric. I click on the numeric. Also we have a column for decimals. We can set by default or preset of decimals, like I want to show after my numeric number 2 decimal, I click on the 2 decimal, or I show 3, I click on this. In gender, I do not require any decimal because I put a static number. In label column, we define our variable name, like gender. We can here written with space, gender of students, gender of response. Like we put a label. In label we can put detail. If we not put in label, we can empty this column. It cannot affect your analysis. This is just for clarification of understanding for your. In value, this value column is used for categorical variables. Like we have a questionnaire in which we fill out some responses and we make some multiple choices. We have in gender we have 2 or 3 categories. When we have to enter some categories, we click on the value and first give a numeric value, like I give 1, and one give for male. In label I give the category name and click on the add button. Like this I can click on to and female. In this way we have to enter our all categories in SPSS and click on the OK button. And the last is the measurement. We have different measurement levels. I also recommend you to search some about measurement and statistics. I briefly go when our data is like gender, country, you can say names, only names. We have no order, we have no numeric value. We select nominal, and if the data is in the form of order, like we have ranks, we have grades, we have different levels, we click on the ordinal. Also in for Likert scale, like we have strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree, neutral. Like for this Likert scale we also select ordinal. And for continuous data, like we collect age of students, and we cannot set any restriction, like we set a fill in the blank and we ask them what is your age, they can write any of the number of them. We get some weights, we get students marks, we get blood pressure, we have sugar levels. In for those variables we select scale. So this is the method for how we can define, how we can give values for variables. So in variable view we just enter variable name, but for entering data we switch into data view and enter data in this. Like I pick a questionnaire and see what is her gender. He'll write male, I click on 1 because I code value 1 for male. Then I see again male, I see 1, then female, I see 2. In this way I will enter data in the SPSS. We can also import data from different resources like Excel files, or when I click on the file and import data, we have different options you can see. Also we can open a data set, which I briefly tell you, like sample files, which I tell you in the start of this lesson. We can use also that. For that we can use system, program files, then you choose IBM, SPSS. In this SPSS you can see statistics, your version, and in this we have samples. Then choose your language, and here is the sample files. You can also import some of them, like I import accident file. I click on the OK button. We have 4 variables in this file, like age, gender, accident, population. We in variable view we can see age categorical, we have numeric types. In label we have given a label, age category, gender, accidents, population at risk. We have also values for age categorical, like under 21. Like you can see here we define categories, which apply some restrictions on the age. We set age categories. For this we choose ordinal. If we leave a blank cell or a blank space, they can put any of age, like they can put 16, they can put 13. We have no restriction, we have no multiple choices. Then we choose for age scale measurement. So in this way you can choose these measures, these values, assign. You can also, if you are putting some, like you can say you have a Likert scale data, strongly agree like this, and you want to enter your all variable. You have 50 to 100 variables once you define, like you put values, you have no need to put all values again. When I click copy, I can paste it like mail. Then I click all, then paste it. In this way you can paste your values. So this is the a short introduction of how we can input data, how we can import data, how we can set all the columns in variables. In the upcoming lesson we will discuss a flow diagram to start the analysis, to choose what type of charts or graphs are best or accurate or describe perfectly our data. So in the upcoming lesson we discuss that.